Thank you, sir. Respected Professor Muscati, Chairman of the session. First of all, I am thankful to VRSI for giving me this opportunity, particularly Professor Dogra and Dr. Lalit Verma. I will speak on phacoemulsification in patients with diabetic retinopathy. What is the goal of cataract surgery in these patients is to achieve in the back fixation of IOL and to avoid posterior capsular rupture. The reason is that there is worsening of diabetic macular edema. There is poor visual outcome despite excellent cataract surgery, and patients mostly are dissatisfied. Spectrum of the cataract is mostly cortical cataract, or many of the patients they may have nuclear cataract. In the pre-operative evaluation, we have to do Schumflung imaging and also locus classification to find out the density of the cataract. Iris atrophy and rigid pupil are common in diabetes and must be assessed. Pre-operative consideration include detailed ocular examination including visual acuity, IOP and density of cataract, dilated fundus examination to document the retinal involvement, OCT to assess the central macular thickness. Systemic examination or evaluation include adequate control of the diabetes and to find out about hypertension and ischemic heart disease. Operative techniques include meticulous surgery, whether it is a phaco chop or whether it is a stop and chop technique. And this is one of the small video of phaco surgery in a patients with the non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy. After doing capsulorhexis, we have to do phaco surgery or nuclear chopping within the capsular bag to avoid any corneal damage and remove all the cortical material from the capsular bag and implant IOL, that is hydrophobic acrylic IOL, into capsular bag. And there should be any rupture of the posterior capsule should be avoided in these patients. Meticulous phaco surgery with good cortical cleanup and in the back fixation of hydrophobic acrylic IOL is must in these patients. This is to show that the preoperatively there is a non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy with DME, mild DME. In the postoperative period, there was worsening of DME as shown in the lower picture. Here you see cataract surgery with posterior capsular rent, and in the postoperative period there is worsening of diabetic retinopathy. There is a pre-retinal bleed and neovascularization of the optic disc. This is a 55-year-old female patient, type 2 diabetes, for the last 11 years, non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy. It shows that on OCT that there was no center involving DME on OCT. There was worsening of DME despite meticulous phacoemulsification. This study published in JAMA Ophthalmology 2014 February shows that if additional therapy is not given during surgery, there is worsening both evident in terms of visual acuity and central macular thickness on optical coherence tomography. Treatment modality to prevent progression of diabetic macular edema include pre-cataract surgery focal laser, posterior subtenon intravitreal triamcinolone, intravitreal anti-VEGFs, and intravitreal Azudex implant. This is a patient having capsular bag fixation of IOL. There is preoperative CME, but there was reduction of CME because Avastin was given during surgery. This is another patient where there was posterior capsular rent and there is a serous RD, and in spite of giving triamcinolone and repeated Avastin, there was no effect, there was poor response. This is a patient, 60-year-old female patient, type 2 diabetes, and repeated injection of intravitreal triamcinolone, grid laser also done. And this is the picture. And in the 12 weeks post-operatively after phacoemulsification, IOL implantation and per-operative AZURDEX, there is improvement in the visual acuity as well as resolution of the DME. This is our study which is published in ophthalmology in phacoemulsification in patients with diabetic retinopathy. It shows that intravitreal AZURDEX implant in patients with diabetic retinopathy undergoing phaco led to significant decrease in central macular thickness and improvement in the visual acuity. This was published in 2013, whereas this AZURDEX was FDA approved in 2014. This is the part of our study showing that both visual acuity as well as there was improvement in the central macular thickness. This is a small clip which shows that how AZURDEX injection should be given. I give injection just before starting phaco surgery because later on after finishing there may be low pressure. It is given 3.5 to 4 millimeter from the limbus, and needle should be directed toward the vitreous cavity. And how it is, this is how it is injected, and then you have to close the incision. Effective post-operative care include regular follow-up of the patients and meticulous posterior segment examination. And these patients should be, in addition to cataract surgeon, they should be under follow-up from retina specialist to ensure the adequate monitoring of the fundus. The take-home message is careful pre-operative workup, adequate systemic control, counseling of the patient regarding progression of diabetic retinopathy after cataract surgery. Meticulous surgery by experienced surgeon with reasonable skill is must in these patients. In our experience, per-operative AZURDEX injection was very effective in preventing progression of diabetic retinopathy in these patients. Thank you very much.